relocating, anything like that, because you're not growing where you are. This is the enemy trying to keep you in that place where you're at. Let me tell you this. Look, King of Swords at the bottom of the deck, and Judgment, and the Three of Swords. Okay, let me say this real quick. God is going to tell you the right time. A lot of times, the enemy is trying to keep you scared about taking this next step. God is literally coming through and giving you synchronicities. Is why he told me to tell y'all about like paying attention to the signs that you're receiving. Because the thing is, how are you going to know? That's what they want me to explain. How are you going to know when it's God versus when it's the enemy? Because there's no confusion. Zero. Zilch. It's why I told y'all when I was sitting and receiving and letting God talk to me. You can read it in the Bible. Speak, Lord, for thy servant is listening. This is what Samuel says when he's been called 3 times that he was fine. Then he went to Eli and was like, because he thought Eli was calling him. Come on, God. But some of y'all, you done been called multiple times. And so every time Samuel was called, he thought it was Eli. So he went to Eli and Eli was like, it wasn't me. So finally Eli was hip and he was like, oh, that's the Lord calling you. Well, next time he called, make sure you just be like, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. And then God began speaking. And then Samuel understood. So some of y'all, there can be confusion at first about what you're being called to do, what you're actually hearing. But when God gives you direction, when God tells you something, just like I told y'all, he said, go start the community on this Circle app. It wasn't nothing. And then you'll find like everything just flows. Everything is you don't have to question it because you'll be doing it. And it's like a lot of times you might be typing, you doing something, and you don't even feel like you don't even know where the ideas, the wisdom, the guidance is coming from, because it's coming from God, right? It's not when the enemy trying to tell you something, you be like, well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, maybe I should.